I am Dr. Mary Cook. I am the ACT coordinator for Metro Nashville Public Schools. And there's just a couple things I'm going to share with you before I turn the program over to Ms. Sveta. First, this is being recorded, and it will be available. I'm checking to make sure yes, it is being recorded. This will be available on the Metro Nashville Public Schools YouTube channel eventually. I don't know how quickly that goes up, but it will be available again in case you want to come back and revisit some topic, or you just want to see a section again. And you can also send your friends to watch it too. The other thing is, during the first session, we've already done this once at 2:30, and we had turned off all the microphones and all the cameras in order to kind of cut down on the potential background noise and that. For you guys, not the case. We turned them on, so we're going to see how this goes, and there will be an evaluation at the end, and we would love to hear from you about what went well, as well as what could be done differently that might make this better. So if at any point you have a question, if you want to, I'm sorry? If at any point you want to come off from mute and ask a question, you're welcome to do that. If you want to type your questions in the chat, that's fine as well. Whatever you're most comfortable with. If you got registered previous days into first part of the morning this morning, you got an email from me with a PDF of a document called Preparing for the ACT Test 2021-2022. If you didn't get that email, that just means that you registered a little bit later in the day, but I'm going to put that PDF in the chat so you can download it. It has a full-length practice test in there that you can take, but Ms. Sveta is also going to go over a chart that you can also find in that booklet as well to kind of help determine how many questions you need to get right to get to any particular score that you're interested in. So from that, I am going to turn over the program to Ms. Sveta. I'm going to turn off my mic and my camera, but I'm still hanging out with you guys in case any questions come up. So enjoy the time.
All right, guys. So apparently 2 of you are from Hunters Lane. So I am coming to you from Hunters Lane. I see some from Stratford, Hume Frog, Hillwood. Nice to see you guys all the way from Shelby County. We've got Kendrick. I used White Station. I like it. I like it. Nice to see you guys. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen real fast. If you want to take notes, I would suggest getting some paper and a pencil or something to write with. You don't have to, but you may want to. If at any point you need me to go a little bit slower or you have any questions, please, please, please tell me. I'm here. I have been teaching ACT since I was a freshman in high school. I taught the seniors some math so that they could do well on their ACT. So I think I've been teaching ACT for a little while now. I also teach honors chemistry too. And again, I am at Hunters Lane. So if you have any questions, again, please either put them in the chat. You can unmute, just be like, wait. What did you say? Or whatever. I'm good with all of it. So thanks for joining us on this beautiful Wednesday afternoon. All right. So my whole point and what I'm going to talk to you about today, I'm just going to introduce you to the ACT. We're not going to get into the super nitty gritty. I just kind of want to just give you an overview, explain what is so important about it. I'm also going to give you a little bit of confidence and some tips and tricks for some just general test taking, maybe just a hint of ACT test taking tips and tricks. But we'll have next week, there's going to be another session that is entirely focused on English, and that is absolutely where we're going to be getting into the nitty gritty. I'm also going to give you some resources that are, I will say, I know we have some Shelby County friends, but I'm going to give you some resources that I know are accessible to all, as well as some that might be Nashville specific. So hopefully, I know actually you guys use one of the resources in Shelby County as well. So we will get there when we get there. But I want to make sure that you guys get all the resources and help that you need in your studying. All right, really quick. So you guys have heard of this test. Obviously, you guys are here for a reason. So I'm curious, what do you think ACT stands for? Put your guess in the chat. What do you think ACT stands for? Dr. Cook, I'm not sure who, but I think somebody is unmuted. What do you guys think ACT stands for? Nice. Oh, for ACT, yeah. Andrew, okay, so T stands for testing. Okay, I like it. Nice. You guys are so smart. So normally people don't guess it right off the bat, but there is, guys, ACT simply stands for American College Test. That's it. That's it. Just American College Test. But I'm with Dr. Cook. I think just American Cheese is tasty is way, 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 way better. But you know, here we are. So it's simply the American College Test. If you say ACT test, you're saying American College Test. But yeah, I also thought it stood for ACT as well for a while. So it's just a standardized test that colleges are going to use to admit you into college and to give you hopefully a whole lot of scholarships, a lot of money associated with the ACT. I'd also like to mention the whole point of the ACT is to tell how well you'll do in your first year of college courses. That's all. Not graduating college, not anything like that. It is just how well can you do? Will you be successful in your first year of college? That's all. So colleges love to use that. It's one of the, it is actually accepted by every college in the US. So why is it so important? First of all, First of all, it's a graduation requirement. So you in all of the state, all the way, even to Shelby County, you have to take it and get a valid score in order to graduate. So of course it's important to all of you guys. I mean, seeing as how you guys are here on a Wednesday afternoon, clearly it's important to you as well. You're looking for a composite score of a 21, and that is where your Hope Scholarship starts. So those of you who have no idea what the Hope Scholarship is, please, please, please do some research. Write that one down. I know I said it was optional to write some notes, but I would suggest you really look into the Tennessee Hope Scholarships. Super important. Anybody have any idea why it's a 21? You can either unmute or put it in the chat. Why a 21? That seems like a random number. Why a 21? Average? Oh, there you go. Alan's on it. You're close. So across the entire United States, from Alaska all the way down to Florida, and then California all the way up to Maine. I did an X across the whole United States. The entire average is a 20. So Tennessee wants you to be, the Hope Scholarship wants you to be slightly above average at a 21. If you have not set a goal yet for yourself, you might as well start with a 21 and see where you go from there. You may not know what a 21 means yet, but we will get there here in a minute. But your entire student career has led up to this test, and I believe in each one of you. Guys, I took the ACT 5 times. Honestly, the 5th time was kind of for fun. I know I'm crazy. But either way, I know you can do it. If I did it, I know you can do it. Absolutely. All right, so let's talk about this really quick. Get your fingers ready to type. There are 4 subjects. Can you put one of them in the chat? Bonus if you put them in order. All right, got math in there. Math is definitely one. English is in there too. Good. Good. I'm seeing some science. I'm seeing some reading. Oh, I see history. That's good. That's good. So, Alan, I'm glad you put history in there. A lot of people think that history is in there. Good. You guys are killing it. A lot of people think that history is in there. So it's not technically one of the main 4 subjects, but it is kind of included in the reading portion. Okay. So I see a couple of you guys. I don't think anybody got it in order. That's okay. English is going to be the first one. English is always the first test. Then you're going to take the math. I put a little squiggly line there because you're going to get a break right after math. So I kind of put a break in the slide. The third one is going to be reading. And then finally, there is science. So Rawan, great question. There is a writing section. However, it is optional. Oh, Michelle got it in order. Nice. So the writing is optional. At the on the March 1st one that you take at your school, there is not a writing portion. If you go to a school and you take it on, usually they give it on Saturdays. It's optional for you to take it. Come talk to me about, because you know me personally, come talk to me about the writing. You do not have to take it unless it's required by the school that you want to go to. So for the purpose of this, there's only going to be those 4 subjects: English, math, reading, and science. Why is it in that order? Any thoughts? I keep looking over because the chat's over here. What do y'all think? Why is it in that order? Alan, I'm with you because it's fun. All right, and we're trying to break up some we're trying to break up some English. Great. Good guess. I like it. Timing. All right. It's a lot simpler than that. You guys have really great guesses. I love it. It's even simpler than that. The reason that they're in this order every time, it's because it's in alphabetical order. It is that simple. It's just because E comes before M, before R, and S. Seriously, it's just alphabetical order. Yeah, I know. Here we are. I know. Yeah, I know. I get it. So you got those 4 subject areas, and they're going to give you what's called a scaled score chart. By the way, I got this chart from the PDF that Dr. Cook just sent to you guys, or that you got earlier today. So it's like right at the very end of that test, but I just screenshot it and put it in here for you. I don't know if you guys can see that, but I'm going to move it out of the way for a minute. Okay, so you can see all 4 tests. And we'll go over like these numbers here in a minute, but the scaled score, it looks just like this. So you can see the lowest is going to be a 1. That's the lowest score you could get. The highest score is going to be a 36, and you're going to get like a 1 through 36 in English. You're going to get a 1 through 36 in math, a 1 through 36 in reading, and shocking, in science, you're also going to get a 1 through 36. What they do there is then they're going to take all of those 4 scores and they're just going to average them together to get your composite score, or what we as in, normal people usually just say your ACT score, AKA your composite score. Your composite score is just averaging those 4 subjects: English, math, reading, and science. If you take the optional writing, at a different location at a different time, that one does not count into your final ACT score. That's like a completely separate thing for those of you who are curious and wanted to know more about the writing portion. All right, so I told you guys, what was that magic number you're looking for on your ACT? What is the minimum goal you should be looking for? Correct, Alan. Good. Okay, so Alan, it averages out. If you, it's just going to average out, seriously, the drinking age. I like it. So yes, our drinking age is 21. Very good. So if you are totally if you're saying if you nail one, but you're not doing so well on the others, that one will bring it up. So they're just averaging all 4. So let's say you are really, really, really awesome at math and the other ones are not so great. That's okay. It will bring you up. So awesome. So this scaled score chart, so basically just to make sure you guys can read it properly, let's say you want to get that magic 21. That means you're going to scroll over here right there. You're going to need about 44 questions right to get your 21. Let's say you're shooting for a 25. I don't know. You're an overachiever, and that's okay. That's good. You want to get a 25? You need about approximately 56 questions correct to get your 21. Or I'm sorry, for your 25. Wow, my poor brain. Does this scaled score chart make a little bit of sense? How many times you can take it? I think you can take it a lifetime 10 times. I took it five times. I think you take it I think you can take it up to 10 times. Yeah. I don't know how many times you want to take a 3-hour test. I know I'm crazy, but it's a lot. But I know you can do it. All right. Oh, and by the way, you take it 2 times for free. You take it 1 time. Obviously, you guys are about to take it in the spring of your junior year, and then you take it again for free in the fall of your senior year. So you at least get it 2 times for free during school. There we go. All right, so what score do you need? There is not a pass or fail. So there is no such thing as I passed my ACT or I failed my ACT. That does not exist. It is only your scaled score. So it's the goal set for you by the state of Tennessee is a 21 or higher. If you have a personal goal, great. If you don't, go ahead and start with that 21. You also, I would suggest checking whatever college or university you want to go to see what they want. So for example, I went to Austin P. Let's go P. I also went to University of Memphis for grad school. So I'm quite familiar with both of those. Any of these colleges that they all have their requirements on their individual pages. Dr.
Sierra has her hand up.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
I have a question.
Okay.
What was it? Oh, I forgot. Okay, so do you have to answer all the questions? Like, say the time's up, you didn't get to finish all the questions. Do that count against your score?
It does. Well, no. You get counted for what you get right, not what you get wrong. So technically it doesn't count against you, but it does benefit you to answer every single question. So great question. I am actually going to talk about that here in just a little bit too. So I'll go a little bit further here in about 10 slides. Okay. There.
All right.
Awesome. I get it, Alan. I'm with you. That's why I'm glad you guys get it at least twice for free. And Sydney, you said, since we'll take it at least 2 times, do you just send college as your highest score? Great question. I would suggest sending it both times because the vast majority of colleges always take your highest score. So I would say send both because they're going to take your highest one anyways. Yeah. All right. Thank you for the hand raise. I didn't same. I did it for fun. So yes. Yep. All right. Alan, I wish you went to Hunter's Lane. I feel like we would have a lot of fun together. So yeah, Rawan, I absolutely took it all 4 times and I sent it all 4 times. Every single time too, when they receive it, if you're eligible for a new scholarship or more scholarship money based on what you already have, then mostly it may not affect it usually has to do with scholarship money. But yeah, absolutely send all 4. They give you a couple, to be honest, this is not my expertise, but I know that we have a My ACT presentation coming up where they'll talk about sending your scores and whatnot. I don't remember how many colleges you get to send it to for free, but you might as well send it because they have money to give and 4. Okay, good. So you can send it to up to 4 colleges. You might as well send it to all 4 because you get 4 for free. So send them. You got this. Great questions, guys. Keep them coming. Y'all are doing fantastic. Keep it up. All right, so let's talk about English. I'm going to delve a little bit into each one. So this is where I would suggest you guys might want to take just a little bit of notes. You don't have to, but you may want to. So for English, there will always be, there's 75 questions, 45 minutes. And it's always the first one because it's alphabetically the first in the series. So these questions are about writing and how well you understand the English language and conventions of standard English, meaning like grammar and things like that. So the ACT's goal for you, not Tennessee, not anything like that. The ACT wants you to try to get an 18, at least an 18. So if we look at that scaled score chart, I'm going back just a little bit. I promise I'll come back to the side. I promise. Those of you who are writing, hold that thought. Let's go back to an 18 really quick. So we're going to this chart. We go look at the 18. It's right down here. Those of you who can see my cursor. Here's the 18. I know, honey. I know. We'll get there. Hang on. Don't panic. You got this. I know you do. 18. To get an 18, you only need 37 questions right. Guys, that's about half of 75. So you really only need to answer half of them correct, and you've got your benchmark. So, Rawan, does it sound a little bit better to do 38 questions? I know you'll do more than this, but does it sound a little bit better to do 37 or 38 questions in 45 minutes? Probably a little bit better, right? Maybe not much, but it is a little bit better. And yes, exactly. So Dr. Cook has it exactly right. Some of the questions will literally, I've watched students do this. All right, my little perfectionist, I will hunt you down, a little perfectionist. I'm with you. I also have to finish all of them. That is correct, Alan. 18 is for, well, remember there's really no pass or fail. 18 is what the ACT wants you to shoot for. I'm saying you should probably go for that 21. That's where your scholarships are. But Rowan, you don't, well, you will finish them all. We'll come back to that. Hold that thought. Hold that thought. Because I want to show you an example. This is exactly what, this is straight from this is from it. Oh my God, the PDF that was sent to you. This is from a practice test. I've had students at my school call me coach. So they're like, Coach, there's no question here. What do I do? Well, you look for the little 16 over here that matches. Okay, I don't want you guys to actually answer the question. I just wanted you to see what this looks like. Hopefully you guys have seen stuff like this before. So you're supposed to look at what is underlined right here and either fix it, or if you don't need to fix it, you would put no change. And number 17, same thing. You would look for the underlined thing that says 17, either fix it, or if it doesn't need fixing, all you do is put no change. So Rawan, it does actually, some of these questions, number 16 may take you like, I don't know, let's say 17 seconds. So you made up a little bit of time. So now you can spend some more here. So if you need more time here, you can spend it. But like number 19 may only take you 12 seconds. So I promise it's an average. It does equal out over time. All right, so how many questions did you need for that 18 approximately? $37, good, good. No question mark, exclamation point. I want you to be confident. Confident in your answers, Andrew, I like it. I always make everybody change it to 37, exclamation point. Great question, Janaya. It is about 45 seconds-ish. Approximately 45 seconds. Nice. 45 seconds per question. What I would say instead, Janaya, this is me just talking to you. What I would do is, if you're practicing, do 15 questions at a time and give yourself 8 minutes. 15 questions, 8 minutes. That averages out about approximately the right amount of time. All right, guys, let's talk about some math. I know you've now sat through English. It's time for math. Y'all, it's my favorite one. I know I know I'm crazy. It is what it is. We got 60 questions, 60 minutes. This is the only one that is kind of like tit for tat. It's exactly the number of questions you need, exactly the number of minutes. So ACT wants you pretty much kind of, and we'll talk about that in 2 weeks on how you should spend your time as far as the 1 minute per question goes. Some questions may take you, again, just like English, some questions may take you about 10 seconds, not even joking, 10 seconds. Some may be a lot longer and may take you closer to like 2 minutes. And that's okay. As long as you're averaging close to that 1 minute, you're going to be fine. As far as the college readiness, benchmark, ACT wants you to get about a 22. Guys, that's half the test. That's it. You can literally miss 29 out of 60 questions and still get your benchmark. Does that make you feel a little bit better, a little bit more comfortable? Don't panic. I know, right? That's my favorite one. I kept that on every slide on purpose. I don't want you to panic, because when you're in panic, then you start to just either you second guess yourself or you just start guessing and don't actually think clear and straight in a straight line. Yeah, panicking is not good. So they're going to talk about, they're going to test you on things like higher math. I will say it's usually middle school math all the way through 11th grade math, which probably the majority of you guys are in. So it's math that you have seen. I promise you, you've seen it. They're also talking about essential skills, like that would be problem solving skills, word problems. I know it's probably a little bit stressful, but you can do it. I know you can. Let's talk about PEMDAS. Don't forget my dear Aunt Sally. If you forgot that, go ahead and write it down. I included it on purpose. As far as calculators, I know here at Hunter's Lane, we give the calculators to the students for their ACT. Check with your school. If you don't have a calculator, make sure that you have one for this test. You can only use it on the math portion. You can't use it on English. Cute. I love it. You can always count on us. I believe it. So you can only use your calculator on this part. You cannot use it on the science. And I don't think you would need it on English or reading for any reason, but you can't use it on anything but science. If you have your own calculator, make sure that it is approved through ACT. You go to act.org. Go look at the list of calculators that you're allowed to have. Make sure that yours is on there. All right, so I want to show you an example of some math problems. I want to know your first thought in the chat. I want to know what your first thought is when I show this in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom. First thought. I'm not goldfish. Pain. Okay. Yes, you will pass. You will pass. But I know what you're trying to say. But I'm gonna say you're gonna pass. A lot of words, and I got it. Got it. I like it. It's probably fine, Sydney. I like that. I like that. That's positive. I like it. So I will say math is like the only one that is in order from the easiest to the hardest. The easiest of the 60 questions are the first 20-ish. The medium are 21 through 40. And the hardest are, I'm not gonna say hard, the hardest of the 60 are gonna be 41 through 60. So I'm showing you the quote unquote easier ones, okay? I understand that the word problems look a little bit scary. They're not, I promise. If you read it and you're like, oh, that's actually not as hard as you think. I know I literally did this with my students today and they were like, wow, that was easy. I'm like, no, it's not easy, but it's not that hard. You can do it. I know you can do it. All right, so I just wanted to show you an example. You don't need equations. You can do it. They gave it to you. Promise. Pretty much everything that you're going to need is given to you. I know that you may need like simple quote unquote simple ones like with triangles and things, but I know your math teachers are going to go over it with you. I know Mr. Lorenz is going to go over it with you. I know for a fact. So don't worry. Also, we're going to go over it in 2 weeks as well. And you can come see me during lunch. All right, guys. So after math, you're going to have a break. Yay, break. So up to this point, you have now taken English. How long was the English test that you were sitting in the English test? How long was that? Oh, Andrew, you're close. Andrew, 75 was in there, but how long? 45 minutes. You had 45 minutes. You sat through 45 minutes of English. All right, cool. We're done with English. Now, math. How long do you have for math? Break is my favorite. Y'all are cracking me up. It's awesome. Yeah, you have 60 minutes. You guys have been sitting in this test now for a total of 1 hour and 45 minutes. I'm sure you're probably gonna get tired. So during break, it's gonna be a 15-minute break. Break is also my favorite part. So during break, these are some things that I would suggest that you do. And I have seen students do all of these things, and I approve. The first thing, I want you to eat a snack, like a banana, a protein bar, something like that. Notice I did not put hot chips. I don't know why you teenagers like hot chips. Ew. No hot chips, something healthy. You want to feed your brain. I want you to go to the restroom, because if you have to go to the bathroom in the middle of your test, they will let you go. However, they will not stop the timer. So if you're in the middle of math and you have to go, you can go, but they're not going to give you anything extra over those 60 minutes. That is it. So this is your time to go to the bathroom. Also, getting up and stretching. Y'all have been in this test almost 2 hours. You're probably getting a little sore. You got to move, So getting up and stretching is a good idea. Do a little bit of yoga. I guarantee you somebody else is going to join in with you. I would also suggest, yes, 2 hours does go by extremely fast. I agree, especially when you're busy taking that ACT. Yeah, it goes by quick. I would also want you guys to do some breathing exercises. You may feel really silly, but honestly, your brain needs the oxygen. So you're getting tired, I'm sure. Like, I know it's going fast, but it's still really tiring. So doing some breathing exercises can definitely help. I would also say I love cat naps. Oh my gosh, I love cat naps. If you like, I make my students practice cat naps. If you can take a nap in 15 minutes and then boom, you're like wide awake, everything's good, that may be something for you. If it's not, don't. Make sure you wake up before the next test starts if you do this. So after this break, what's our next test? Y'all put in the chat. What's the next test? Rwan saying reading. Perfect. So Carol, we just got done with math. Thank goodness. We had the math, and now we're going to go on to reading. Yep, very good, guys. Very good. Very good. All right, so here's the reading. You got 40 questions, 35 minutes. Well, that sounds good, right? It's a little bit shorter than the other ones. Not as many questions, which is good. The ACT wants you to shoot for a 22 on the reading. Remember, it was 18 in English, 22 in math. Now you got a 22 in reading. That's what they want you to get. But it's only about half the questions. It's only 22 out of 40. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Me and the reading don't really get along very well. Out of curiosity, I know you guys are probably taking some notes. Actually, hold that thought. I'll come back to that. So you need about 22 questions. Yes, the passages are super long. So you got a passage that's about between, I think it's about like 300-ish words. And then you're going to have 10 questions about it. There are 4 of those for a total of 40 questions. So they're going to ask you questions about like the key ideas in the paragraphs. They're going to ask you things like, the author kind of wants to change this. What do you think? Or what would you change it to? Do you get the main idea and the tone, things like that. It looks, and I'm sure you guys are still taking notes, but I will come right back. So Rawan, I am not going to mention that because that's a little bit more nitty gritty. If you want to talk to me about it, come talk to me about it. There are people who firmly believe and read the questions before. There are people who firmly believe, read, and then go to the questions. But today is not the day that I'll give you my personal thoughts on that one. This is what it looks like. This would be one passage. Yes, correct. Exactly, Sydney. Exactly. Every single bubble should be filled in, and I'm actually going to talk about that here in just a second. Yep. So you're going to read this and then answer the 10 questions. That's all. And well, I mean, you have to do it 4 times, but this is just like an intro thing. This is what the reading would look like. And by the way, yes, really quick, Sydney, while I'm thinking about it, wrong answers don't hurt you. Right answers only help you. So they like to think positive rather than the negative. They don't mark you down, they mark you up. So that's a good thing. Yeah. All right, the last part, science. Hey, that looks familiar. 40 questions, 35 minutes. We just did a test like that. It's the exact same as the reading. It's going to be 40 questions, 35 minutes. There's approximately 7 passages. Sometimes it changes, sometimes it's 6, sometimes it's 7. I will tell you, reading doesn't change. There are always 4. Science, it's 6 or 7-ish. So the ACT wants you to get a 23 on science. So it's 18, 22, 22, 23. That's the benchmark scores for all 4. So on this one, it also means you need about 22 out of those 40 questions right to do well on the test. They're going to talk to you about, or they're going to ask you about interpreting data. They're going to show you some graphs and charts and ask you to answer questions about it. They're also going to ask you, like they did some experiments and they want to know if you can tell like what they did in each of their investigations, things like what happened during their research, who believes which hypothesis, can you analyze their data, what conclusions would you come to, that kind of thing. That's what they would ask about for scientific investigations. And they'll also, again, they'll show you a lot of the models, a lot of results. By the way, so I will be the one giving the, I know Dr. Cook was just saying about the future webinars in the specific subject areas. Mine is science. So I'll be the one giving you guys specific like nitty gritty for science. So that being said, this is what one science might look like. There would be there's going to be some words, obviously, because this is basically just another reading test. They've got figures and you've got an experiment, and this is what happened. They've got some tables. There's another experiment. They've got some tables. So the questions are going to immediately, like anything that you need to know about science is going to be given to you. So for example, if this says experiment 2, do you think you're going to go to experiment 1 for that? Probably not. You're going to go to experiment 2. They gave it to you. They told you exactly where to go. I'll show you how to read all of these, I promise, in about 4 weeks. So hold that thought. But either way, it's just basically another reading with a hint of science in there. All right, so really quick in the chat, I got a question for you guys. Which one out of those 4, English, math, reading, or science, do you personally feel like is going to be your best subject? What do you feel the most confident in? English, math, reading, or science? All right, Michelle's saying science, right? Oh, we got a couple math. I like it. Some English, some math, science. Kendrick coming out with reading. I like it. All right. Good. Usually my students are like, nope, no math. No math. Well, and that proves my point right there. I'm just kidding, Ramon. I'm just playing with you because I happen to know you. But yeah, no, English, good. That's awesome, guys. I like it. I like it. I like that confidence. I know you can do it. I believe in you. We all believe in you. All right. Let's talk about some test taking shit. Math. We love math. God, I love math. It's nice to see some math people in here. All right, so these are just going to be some general test taking tips and tricks just for like actual test day. I will tell you, we will do another webinar where we're going to go into some more specifics about tips and tricks for English, math, reading, and science. So stay tuned on Wednesdays. But in general, and if you're writing notes, please don't write all that down. It'll take forever. Just listen to me for a minute. Get some sleep, my little teenage friends. I know you guys don't like to go to sleep, but you need to go to sleep, especially the night before your ACT. It's one of the biggest tests you're going to take in your high school or career as a student. I also want to make sure that you eat breakfast before you take the test. I know a lot of you guys in general, I'm not accusing you individually, but I know a lot of you guys don't like to eat breakfast. However, your brain is going to be hungry. I don't know about you guys, but I get hangry. And you definitely do not want to be hangry while you're trying to take your ACT. I promise. So also answer every single question, no matter what. If you're running out of time and they're about to call time, go fill in your bubble of the day, and I'll talk about that in just a second. But you want to make sure you always fill them in. They don't have to be like the pretty perfect circles, and no, just fill them out. Make it happen. You do not get penalized for wrong answers. You only get rewarded if you have correct answers. So it is to your benefit to answer everything. If you accidentally get it right, awesome. If you get it wrong, that's okay. That's fine. I was just going to pause in case you guys are writing notes and want to write one of these things down. All right, I got some more for you. I want you to pick a bubble of the day. So what I mean by that is be consistent with the row that you're on. So we can't really say C because not every answer has C. But if you put down the middle line, that's what I'm talking about. So what I don't want you to do is do Christmas trees. You know how you go A, B, C, D, D, C, B, A, B, C, D. I know you know what I'm talking about. No Christmas trees. Pick a letter and stick with it when guessing is needed, especially on those last ones, for sure. Like I know, I can't remember who it was earlier that asked the question. When you get to those last few, just go ahead and pick a column and fill them in. And in fact, if you wanted to, right at the beginning of whenever they say go, if you know that you may not get to those last few, go ahead and fill them in at the very beginning so you don't have to worry about it when you get there. If you get there and you have enough time, go ahead and erase it if the answer is not the letter of the day. I typically pick C or the middle column, but you don't have to. Statistically, it doesn't matter as long as you stay consistent throughout the entire test. Don't change it up. Bubble of the day, not of the test, of the day. I know I've been talking a lot. And I know that you guys are probably a little bit nervous, but it is okay. You are already doing awesome. You guys are already practicing for your ACT right now. I mean, you are taking time out of your Wednesday afternoon/night to be here. So you're already preparing. As long as you stay calm, your brain will think straight. When you start to stress, your brain doesn't think in the way that it does when you're not as stressed. So I would suggest if you're one of the people that struggles with test taking and a lot of that anxiety and test anxiety, please look up some stress management techniques. I promise, like the breathing and like breathing exercises and I don't know about you guys, but like I usually have to mess with something like in one hand and then write with the other one. Whatever works for you, find something now that works and stick with it. You will get through this test, I promise. I believe in you. I told you that. And I mean it. All right. So here are some options for you as far as studying goes, things that are available to you. Exactly. I'm with Rowan. A number doesn't define you. I know you can do it. Okay. So those of you who are in Davidson County, I know for a fact that you guys have access to Mastery Prep. So I wanted to show you really quick, if you guys have not seen that before, I wanted to show you what Mastery Prep was. I firmly believe in Mastery Prep. It is really fantastic. Have any of you used Mastery Prep before? No? Okay, that's okay. I'm gonna show you where to find it and show you some cool things. Carol's saying she's used it. Good. Good. Sierra, yep, good. Good, I like it. I like it. Okay. So if you go on Schoology, those of you who have not seen this before, you'll see this little 4 square thing up here in Schoology. By the way, it doesn't work on iPads. Like for some reason I can't get it to work on my iPad. I would suggest using your school computer or something like that. You go to the little 4 square and then you're going to click True Score. True Score is where you're going to find it. So the little 4 square True Score, and it'll pop up here. I want to show you guys a couple little features really quick. So approve it and it'll pop up. I think technology is a little pokey puppy today. Okay, so there are practice tests. There are full-length practice tests here. So all with English, math. Sorry guys, I have the teacher version, so mine might look slightly different, but they have an English, a math, a reading, a science. Also, the bubble sheet tests are also more practice tests, just a bunch of practice tests, which are really awesome. All right, ACT Study Hall, y'all. This was one of my favorites. If you struggle, let's say I'm going to pick math because, well, I like to practice math. Let's say you're like, I want to study, I need to practice some math, and I want to work on fractions. Watch the videos. The videos are awesome. I know I've said it a couple times, but seriously, these videos are great. And then immediately after your video, go practice it. There are videos and practices for all kinds of topics. Of course, I say that, and then there's no practice for these ones, but there's still videos. Exponents, let's say you have forgotten how to do exponents and roots. That's okay. Watch these videos. Practice it. This study hall is very, very useful. They have it for all 4 subjects. Mine may look slightly different, again, because I have the teacher version, but anything you want to practice, this is great. Oh, if you were like, it's been a long time since I did something with hypothesis, fine, come practice. ACT Mastery Resources gives you exit tickets. So it's just, again, a lot more practice. And then some of you guys, I don't know what your school does, but some, like at least at Hunter's Lane, you guys may have, yes, I agree. I'm with Dr. Cook. Some of you may have the ebook. Some of you guys may have physical copies at your school. So if you don't have the ebooks, that's okay. Go ask your ACT teacher or whoever is at your school in charge of ACT, and they will know where the books are. Yeah, it really is, Sydney. It really is fantastic. So I have been trained by Mastery Prep, and I have used it a lot. So very, very useful. All right, another resource that would be good for you would be, obviously, well, you found one of them. Yes, yeah, available to 11th and 12th grade. Thank you, Dr. Cook. So you guys are obviously already in the webinar, but if you want to go back and listen to it again, or if you missed something, They are going to be uploaded to the MNPS YouTube channel. I don't know how fast, but it will be uploaded. And and it'll be every single Wednesday. But also the MNPS ACT website, there are practice tests in there. There's also more additional help and also grade level specific. So if some of you guys are not juniors, well, first off, there's a junior section, there's a senior section. If you guys are younger than juniors, that's okay. You can find your grade level as well. So all three of these things would be super, super helpful. And this is in pictures how to get to Mastery Prep in case you guys didn't see. You got the little 4 square, then true score, approve it, and then you'll be right here in Mastery Prep. And I'm telling you, that study hall really is awesome. Thank you, Dr. Cook. All right, I am ready for some questions. While you guys type your questions to me, or if you want to unmute, that is fine. I'm going to go ahead and get a Kahoot set up. If you would like to participate, that would be awesome. It's just going to be basically things that you learned today. So make sure you don't cheat. I want you guys to put your notes away. I want to see what you guys learned while I am setting this up. Go ahead and send me Andy and all of the questions that you have. I am also going to stick around for a few minutes after everything, just to answer any other questions that you guys might have. Yeah, you're welcome, Michelle. Thank you so much. Yes, Andrew, it is all in one day. Yes. It takes, if you add it all up, it adds up to 175 questions, or excuse me, my bad, 215 questions. 175 minutes without the break. So it's about 3 hours. Cool. I see some of you guys joining. Happy to see you guys. I'm going to give you about another. Yeah, no problem. I gotcha. You would be going to your school, Andrew. Definitely your school. Good question. All right, guys, I'm going to give you about 1 more minute to get into the Kahoot if you guys want to participate. And if you have other questions and don't want to participate, it's okay. Keep putting things in the chat. I see Sammy, Sydney, Sierra, Janaya, Grace, Kendrick, Abby, and Rawan. Alan, come on in. Kaya, I see ya. All right, guys, I'm going to give you till 4:56 on my clock. 1 more minute. That's all right. Thanks, Sincere. All right, actually, I'm going to go ahead and get it started in 3, 2, 1. Let's do this. All right, what does ACT stand for? Very good, guys. ACT stands for American College Test. A lot of people think academic, but you guys are on it. Time frame, it's always first thing in the morning, and it's on a Tuesday. Tuesday, March 1st. Nice job, Kendrick. Tuesday, March 1st, 48 days. What score is considered passing? So, and it would be pretty much like right when school starts, Andrew. Ooh, I got some of you guys. All right, there is no such thing as pass or fail. Remember that. You cannot pass your ACT. You cannot fail your ACT. It's just a scaled score. Uh-oh, Joanna's on top. I like it. All right, let's keep that up. What do you guys got? What score is needed for the Tennessee Hope Scholarship? There you go. Y'all knew that one. It was 21. 21. Abby is on a streak. I like it. All right, question 4. How do we calculate the composite score? All right, that one was a little bit fast. I'm sorry, guys. So it's going to be the average from the 4 subject test areas. So you get a score for all 4, take the average. All right, Kaya's coming up on first. I like it. Rawan's making a comeback. All right, question 5. What subject areas do we got? Hopefully y'all put baseball, football, basketball, and hockey. I'm just kidding. Y'all know it's English, math, reading, science. Very good. Very, very good. All right, number 6. About how much do you need to get right to get a 21 overall? All-ish, some-ish, half-ish, or it's a mystery-ish? Yep, very good. So it's usually about half of the test, and that would give you your 21. All right, Kaya's staying on top. I see it. Joanna, you're trying. During the break, you should do all of these except what? What should you not do? Right? You don't want to work on, well, first off, you can't work on tests that you've already done, but also give your brain a break. That's why you have those 15 minutes. Very good. Very good. Abby's on a streak. I like it. All right, number 8. What does bubble of the day mean? Do you randomly fill in those answers? Does your answer sheet look like a big bubble at the end? Good, very good. Yep, you use it for guessing. All right, and then, Abby moved on up. That was a combo breaker. That one was kind of hard. All right, your last one. ACT, where can you find them? Good, you can find them at all of these places, except you don't want to look at your neighbor's answer sheet. You may want to, but you can't. No cheating. All right, guys, it is currently 4:59. Thank you so much for coming. Listen, Dr. Cook, you want to jump in really quick?
Sorry, I was getting the link to the evaluation put into the chat. Thank you very much. You guys were great. I love the engagement. I love the interaction and the clever answers and the straight up answers. Fantastic. Thank you so much for coming. In the chat, I put the link to the evaluation form that I told you about before we got started. Just take a couple of minutes and answer those questions that will help us make any adjustments that you feel, it's like, hey, have you done this? It went great. We want to hear that kind of thing. If you have questions that didn't get answered, both Ms. Sveta and I are hanging out here. You can either put them in the chat or come off or mute. And once you get that form done, you are free to go and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.